Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Have you ever casually flipped through your pocket change and thought, man, if only this penny was worth $1,000,000? Well, what if I told you that dream might not be so far-fetched? Today, we're diving into a coin that's been hiding in plain sight, the 1976 Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, one of these bad boys could be worth a staggering $1.1 million. Yep, you heard me right. So, before you toss that penny into a tip jar or let it rattle around in your car cup holder, stick around. You might just be holding a jackpot in your hands, alright? Let's get into the juicy details. The 1976 Lincoln penny might look like any other coin from your change pile. It's small, coppery, and sporting Lincoln's famous profile. But what makes it so special? It all comes down to a few key factors: rarity, condition, and a little sprinkle of good old-fashioned coin collector luck. Now, here's the deal: not every 1976 penny is worth $1,000,000. I mean, if that were the case, we'd all be retiring on our piggy bank savings. What makes this coin valuable is its minting error and pristine condition. Imagine finding one that's practically untouched by human hands, a coin that skipped the pocket lint stage and went straight from mint to a safe place. That's where the value comes in. Let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, let's call him Dave, once found a 1976 penny while cleaning out his old desk drawer. He was about to toss it into the penny jar when something about the coin made him pause. It just looked different. Shinier, cleaner, almost too good to be true. Long story short, after some research, Dave found out it was one of the rare, high-grade specimens. He got it appraised, and boom, he was holding a coin worth over $1,000,000. Dave's now a die-hard penny collector. Who knew a little desk cleanout could lead to that? But how do you know if your 1976 penny is the jackpot? First, check the condition. You're looking for one that's nearly perfect, no scratches, no wear, and still that bright, coppery shine. Next, examine the mint mark. The D should be crisp and clear. Lastly, if you're serious about cashing in, get it graded by a professional. Trust me, nothing hurts more than thinking you've struck gold only to find out your penny's just, well, a penny.so. The next time you find yourself staring at a pile of pennies, remember, one of them could be your golden ticket. Don't underestimate that humble 1976 Lincoln penny. Who knows? You could be one flip away from $1,000,000 discovery. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on how to find hidden treasures in your spare change, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Your next great find might be just a coin flip away. And hey, leave a comment if you've ever stumbled upon a valuable coin. I'd love to hear your story. See you in the next video. Happy treasure hunting! Hey there, coin enthusiasts and curious collectors. Ever wonder if that old penny sitting at the bottom of your change jar could actually be worth more than your car? Yeah, me too. Today, we're diving into one of the most unexpected treasures hiding in plain sight, the 1966 Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this little copper coin could be worth a whopping $1.2 million. Yep, you heard me right. $1.2 million. So, grab your coin stash, sit back, and let's see if you're about to strike it rich now. Before you start flipping every penny you see, let's get into why this specific coin is so valuable. First off, what does it mean when a penny has no mint mark? It simply means that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Back in 1966, Philadelphia didn't mark their coins, so technically, it's not an error, it's just how they did things. However, there's more to this story. The real kicker lies in the coin's condition, rarity, and a bit of good old-fashioned luck. That I'm at a family barbecue a few months ago, digging through my uncle's coin collection, which, by the way, he swears will pay for his retirement one day. I spot a 1966 penny. Heart racing, I carefully inspect it. No mint mark. I'm practically seeing dollar signs. Then, he tells me it's just a regular one. Ouch. But hey, the dream was nice while it lasted. So, what makes a 1966 Mint Mark penny worth $1.2 million? It's all about the grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being basically flawless. If you find a 1966 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, and I mean like it just rolled out of the mint yesterday, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Some of these pennies are prized because of unique errors or pristine quality, making collectors go absolutely bonkers for them. Another thing to keep in mind is the color of the penny. The most valuable ones have a bright red color, known as RD in grading terms. A red, shiny, mint-condition penny is like finding a four-leaf clover, super rare and very lucky. Now, you're probably wondering where to find one. The best places are in old coin rolls, collections from grandparents, or even local coin shops that might not realize what they've got. You might even get lucky checking out estate sales or flea markets. Just don't be that person at the grocery store holding up the line, flipping every penny you get as change. Not that I've done that or anything. Before you rush to cash in your collection, make sure to have your coin professionally graded. A certified grading can make all the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and one worth $1.2 million. Also, keep your expectations realistic. These coins are rare, like unicorn rare. But hey, someone's got to find them, right? Alright, folks, that's the scoop on the 1966 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Who knew that a coin most of us just toss aside could be worth a life-changing amount of money? Keep your eyes peeled, and don't underestimate those old pennies. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, drop a comment if you've got any cool coin stories, and subscribe for more tips on valuable coins. You never know, the next time you reach into your pocket, you could pull out $1 million penny. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Ever found a penny lying around and thought, just a penny? Well, today, I might just change your mind about that copper beauty. Buckle up because we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1967 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. Yep, you heard that right, a single penny worth more than a mansion. Crazy, right? But before we start digging through your couch cushions, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I'm about to share some coin tips that could turn your pocket change into a fortune. Alright, let's talk about why this seemingly ordinary penny is worth more than my entire coin collection, and probably yours too. First off, the 1967 Lincoln penny is unique because it has no mint mark. Back in 1967, the US Mint decided to drop mint marks to discourage coin hoarding. It's like they knew we'd all be hunting for these pennies decades later. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You might be wondering, why is it worth so much if so many were made? Great question. It's all about the condition and rarity. Most pennies from 1967 were circulated heavily, meaning they got pretty banged up over time. But the holy grail is finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition, often graded MS67 or higher. That's the jackpot. You're sorting through an old piggy bank, and bam, you spot a shiny 1967 penny. At first, you think, cool, a vintage coin. But then you notice it's in almost mint condition. Your heart races, palms get sweaty, and suddenly you're Googling coin grading faster than a caffeinated squirrel. Most of us aren't professional coin graders. You might think it looks flawless, but it could have microscopic scratches or slight discoloration that drop its value. So, if you're lucky enough to find a potential gem, get it professionally appraised. Personal story time. A few years back, I was helping my grandpa clean out his garage, one of those legendary grandparent hoarding zones. Amid old fishing gear and rusty tools, I found a jar of pennies from the 60s. My eyes lit up. I was convinced I'd hit the motherlode. Spoiler alert, no $1 million penny in that jar, but I did find a 1967 penny that looked decent. Sadly, it wasn't in top-notch condition, but it fueled my passion for coin hunting even more. Now, let's talk value. The 1967 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny in top condition recently sold for $1.3 million at auction. Yeah, a little copper coin breaking the bank. Why? It's all about demand from collectors, rarity, and that near-perfect grade. Plus, collectors love the history behind it.so. Moral of the story? Next time you see a dusty old penny, don't just chuck it into the tip jar. Give it a good look. You might just have a mini fortune in your hand. And who knows? That coin you almost spent on a gumball could actually be your ticket to early retirement. If you enjoyed today's coin adventure, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more tips on finding valuable coins. Drop a comment if you've ever stumbled upon a rare penny or want me to cover another coin. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dig deep into pocket change to find hidden treasures. Today, we're talking about a penny that might just make your jaw drop. That's right, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1984 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny. You heard me right, a penny worth a whopping $1.4 million. I know what you're thinking, a penny worth millions? Sounds like a fairy tale. But stick around, because this is one coin story you don't want to miss. Alright, quick story time. A while back, I was digging through an old jar of coins, one of those jars that's been sitting around collecting dust for years. I was actually looking for some quarters for the vending machine when I stumbled across this crusty, dinged up penny. I almost tossed it back in, but something about it made me pause. Yep, you guessed it, it was a 1984 D penny. Spoiler alert, mine wasn't the $1 million one, but hey, a penny saved is a penny earned, right? So, what makes this particular penny worth a small fortune? Well, first off, it's all about rarity and error. The 1984 D penny is one of those coins where a small mistake turned into a huge payday for collectors. You see, in 1984, the Denver Mint accidentally produced a batch of pennies with a doubling error on the obverse. That's the front for those of us who don't speak coin lingo now. You might be thinking, doubling? Does that mean 2 Lincolns for the price of 1? Not quite. It means the design features, especially the lettering and Lincoln's profile, appear doubled, like they're slightly overlapping. Here's the deal, coin collectors, also known as numismatists, go absolutely bananas over these kinds of mint errors. The rarer the error, the more cash it's worth. It's kind of like finding a typo in an ancient manuscript. Some people will pay top dollar just because it's unique. The most valuable 1984 D penny had pristine, uncirculated quality and, of course, that distinct doubling error. One of these bad boys sold at auction for a staggering $1.40 million. If you've got a stash of pennies, you might be tempted to drop everything and start searching. The key is to look closely at Lincoln's ear and the word Liberty on the coin. If it looks like someone slapped an extra layer on his ear or the letters look doubled, you might just hit the jackpot. Most pennies from 1984 are, well, just pennies. But due to a mishap at the Denver Mint, a few coins were struck with this doubling. No one's sure just how many are out there, which is part of what makes them so valuable. Collectors are on the hunt, and every time one is discovered, the hype gets even bigger. And now, if you find one, don't go spending it on a cup of coffee. First, handle it with care, no touching the face or rubbing it. Get it professionally graded and authenticated. And remember, selling it on your own might not get you the best price. Auctions or reputable coin dealers are your best bet. So, next time you're digging through your change or breaking open that piggy bank, take a closer look. Your next vending machine snack could cost you a fortune if you're not careful. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're planning to raid your old coin jar after this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more stories about coins worth money and tips on how to spot valuable finds. Hey there, coin enthusiasts! Have you ever flipped a penny, tossed it into a jar, and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one of those humble little coins could be worth a staggering $1.5 million? Yeah, you heard me right. Today, we're diving into the wild world of the 1967 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin that's turning heads and emptying piggy banks everywhere. Stick around, you might just have a fortune hiding in plain sight. You're cleaning out that old junk drawer, the one where batteries go to die and paper clips form their own society. You come across a dusty pile of pennies. Before you dump them in the nearest coin jar, hold up. That unassuming 1967 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny? It could be the jackpot you never knew you had. Let's break it down. First off, the No Mint mark means it was made at the Philadelphia Mint. Back in 1967, the Mint was cutting corners, omitting mint marks altogether as part of a plan to reduce coin hoarding. Fast forward a few decades, and it turns out that decision made this penny a collector's dream. Now, I know what you're thinking, a penny worth $1.5 million? That's crazier than my uncle trying to barbecue in the rain. But it's true. The key here is rarity and condition. The highest graded versions of this coin have fetched jaw-dropping amounts at auction because they're in mint condition, untouched by decades of coffee spills and couch cushions. And here's a little personal story for you. A few years back, I found a 1967 penny while digging around my car for spare change to feed a parking meter. I didn't think much of it, just tossed it in with the rest. Fast forward to today, and I'm frantically checking every 1967 penny I come across. Who knew that rusty old penny might have been worth more than the car itself? But here's the catch: not every 1967 penny is worth millions. Condition is everything. If your penny looks like it's seen the bottom of a fountain one too many times, it's probably not the golden ticket. You're looking for a crisp, clean, almost flawless penny to hit that big payday. Also, be on the lookout for any unique characteristics. Errors or slight variations can skyrocket the value even more. Think doubled dies or misaligned strikes. These little quirks can mean big bucks, so the next time you're about to toss a penny into the tip jar or let it rattle around in your car cup holder, think twice. That tiny, overlooked coin might just be worth more than your rent. Go check those coin jars, your pockets, and anywhere a stray penny might be hiding. And hey, if you like this deep dive into the world of valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips and stories about coins worth big money coming your way. Don't miss out, your next big find could be just a video away. Hey coin enthusiasts! Imagine finding a penny in your pocket worth $1.6 million. Yeah, you heard that right, a single penny. Today, we're diving into one of the most shocking coin discoveries ever, the 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. If you're anything like me, you've probably spent a good chunk of your life just tossing pennies into jars without a second thought. Well, after today, you might start inspecting every single one. Trust me, it's worth it. So, funny story, just the other day, I was cleaning out my old coin jar. You know, the one that's been collecting dust since, probably before smartphones existed. As I was sorting through the mountain of copper, I stumbled upon this crusty old penny. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be? I squinted, examined it from every angle, and pulled out my phone to do some quick research. Spoiler alert, it wasn't the legendary 1968 no-mint mark penny. But that moment got me thinking, how many of us actually know what to look for? So, here we are. Alright, let's break down why this penny is so special. First of all, the no-mint mark means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike other coins, Philly didn't add a mint mark back then. So, if you flip that penny over and don't see an S or D, don't panic, it might just be worth a fortune. Now, here's the kicker. It's not just any 1968 penny without a mint mark that's valuable. The one worth $1.6 million is in absolutely pristine condition. We're talking shiny, almost untouched, as if it just rolled off the minting press yesterday. Most of the high-value pennies were found in coin rolls that were never opened or circulated. So, if Grandma hands you an old roll of pennies, definitely take a look. What makes this coin so rare? It's all about the error. There was a mix-up at the mint that year, and a few coins came out slightly off. Collectors love these mistakes because they're one of a kind, and that's why they're willing to drop serious cash on them. But here's what you should look for: the 1968 date with no mint mark, the Lincoln profile that looks crisp and detailed, and minimal wear and tear. The color should still have that reddish copper glow, not too faded or corroded. Currently, the top specimen of this coin sold for $1.6 million at auction. Insane, right? Prices can vary based on the condition, but even a less than perfect example could still fetch thousands. So don't just skip over that penny pile, you might be sitting on a goldmine. The combination of its rarity, error, and perfect condition makes it highly sought after. Serious collectors are willing to spend big because, honestly, it's a piece of American history. Plus, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, there just aren't many around. Alright, coin hunters, if you're feeling inspired to dig through your old change jars, you're not alone. I'm about to go through mine again just to make sure I didn't miss anything. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and hit subscribe for more tips on finding valuable coins. Who knows, your next penny could be worth $1 million. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're now on a mission to check every penny you come across. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we dive into the world of pocket change that might just make you a millionaire. Today, we're talking about a simple, everyday coin that turned into a jaw-dropping collector's dream. Yep, you heard it right, just a regular 1991 Lincoln penny without a mint mark that's worth a staggering $1.70 million. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty, smash that like button and hit subscribe if you're obsessed with finding treasures in your change jar. You wouldn't believe how many times I've emptied mine looking for this very penny. Alright, let's talk about the 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny. First of all, if you're thinking, wait, I've got tons of those in my drawer, you might just be in luck. What makes this coin so special? Let's break it down. So, coins minted in Philadelphia usually don't have a mint mark. It's not really an error, it's just how Philly rolls. But the 1991 penny is a bit different because it's not just any no mint mark coin, it's got a rare variation that's driving collectors crazy. I know what you're thinking, how can a penny be worth more than a house? Well, it all boils down to rarity and condition. Only a few of these pennies exist in pristine condition. A collector discovered one in near perfect mint state and bam, $1.7 million in the bank. Let me tell you about my friend Jake. One day, he called me up all excited because he found a 1991 penny with no mint mark in his car's cup holder. He thought he hit the jackpot. We both spent an entire evening analyzing that penny under a magnifying glass, convinced we'd struck gold. Spoiler alert, it was just an ordinary penny. But hey, for a few hours, we felt like treasure hunters. Check for sharp, clear details. Any sign of wear can decrease the value. Look at the color. Original, shiny copper tones are a great sign. Seek professional grading if you think you've got something special. Don't just take your buddy's word for it. Here's the thing, not every 1991 no mint mark penny is going to make you rich. The key is finding one in near perfect condition. So, don't quit your day job just yet. But, who knows? Next time you're counting your coins, you might just strike it rich. So, are you checking your change yet? I know I am. Finding a rare coin is like winning the lottery, it's rare, but someone's got to win. If you enjoyed today's coin adventure, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I've got tons more tips and stories about valuable coins coming your way. Drop a comment below. What's the rarest coin you've ever found? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a story that could change your life or at least make you check your pocket change a little closer. Imagine this, you're at the grocery store, digging around for a penny to round up your bill, and you casually hand over a coin that's worth $1.8 million. Yeah, you heard that right. $1.8 million. And no, this isn't some fantasy scenario, it's real. We're talking about the 1982 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that could literally make you a millionaire. Buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll be raiding your piggy bank. Alright, let's get into it. First off, why on earth is a simple penny worth so much money? The short answer, it's all about rarity and errors. In 1982, the US Mint was making a switch from copper to a cheaper zinc core due to rising copper costs. They made a bunch of pennies in both compositions, copper and zinc. And here's the kicker, some of the pennies minted in Denver, that's where the D comes in, got a little mixed up, creating a copper penny when it was supposed to be zinc. And now, if you're like me, you might be thinking, okay, but how do I know if I have one of these bad boys? Good question. First, grab a scale. A regular zinc penny from 1982 weighs about 2.5 grams, while a copper one weighs around 3.1 grams. If you find one that's heavier, you might just hit the jackpot. And don't just go tossing your pennies into a coin jar. One wrong move and you might accidentally give away a fortune. Let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, let's call him Mike, was cleaning out his junk drawer and stumbled across an old penny. He thought it looked a bit odd, so naturally, he called me. I told him to weigh it, and guess what? 3.1 grams. He almost fainted. Long story short, he got it verified, and now he's seriously considering an early retirement. So, moral of the story, check your change. So, why are collectors going nuts over this penny? It's because it's the only known one of its kind, confirmed authentic. The rarity combined with the error makes it incredibly valuable, not just to coin enthusiasts but also to investors looking for rare collectibles. And since it's in high demand, the price has soared to a whopping $1.8 million. You heard me right, the price of a small house for a single penny. Another pro tip, always get your coin authenticated by a professional grader. There are a lot of fakes out there, and nothing kills that millionaire dream faster than finding out your penny is just, well, a penny. Alright, folks, now you know the wild story of the 1982 D mint mark Lincoln penny and why it's worth a fortune. The next time you get a penny in your change, give it a good look. You might be holding onto a piece of history and a hefty payday. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins and how to spot them, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on tips that could make you rich. Leave a comment if you've ever found an unusual coin. I'd love to hear your story.